All right, welcome back to the deep dive.
Good to be here.
Today, we're tackling a really big topic. It's personal, and it genuinely affects almost everything else in life, building healthy romantic relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been digging into a lot of material research, articles, expert insights, basically exploring what makes these connections actually work.
And how to, build them and keep them strong.
Exactly. So our mission today is pretty straightforward. Cut through the noise, get to the core of what these sources are telling us.
Right, give you the essential insights, the practical stuff you need to understand what a healthy partnership looks like.
And how to nurture one, yeah. Whether you're in one now or, maybe looking towards one in the future.
Because this isn't just fluffy stuff, is it? The sources we looked at really hammered home the science.
Oh, completely. Supportive, loving relationships are, well, foundational for your health, both physical and emotional.
We're talking things like less stress, lower cortisol.
Yep. Stronger immune system, better heart health. It even helps with sticking to healthy habits.
And just boosts resilience and overall life satisfaction.
Mm-hmm. And the flip side is just as stark. The sources were clear. Toxic relationships, they actively harm you.
Linked to increased anxiety, depression.
Poor sleep, even chronic diseases. So, figuring out how to build healthy connections isn't like a bonus. It's pretty vital for your well-being.
Okay, so if that's the why, let's get into the what. What does a healthy romantic relationship actually look like? Based on the material we explored, what are those core elements?
Well, every couple is different, obviously, but the sources kept pointing to a few non-negotiable characteristics, like the bedrock.
Okay, lay them out for us.
First up, and it really is fundamental, is respect.
Respect, okay.
And that means genuinely valuing your partner, their thoughts, feelings, boundaries, treating them with kindness consistently.
So both people feel seen, heard, valued.
Exactly. When that's mutual, yes.
That sounds simple, but I imagine it's harder in practice sometimes.
It takes constant awareness, definitely. And right alongside respect comes trust.
Right.
The sources really emphasize this isn't just there. It's built piece by piece.
Earned.
Earned, yes. It's absolutely crucial for feeling emotionally safe, knowing your partner is honest, supportive, dependable.
And that you are too. Right?
Of course. It means being open, about your thoughts, feelings, what you're doing, and trusting them to handle that vulnerability.
So transparency, reliability, those are the pillars.
Absolutely. And neither respect nor trust really works without the third core piece, communication.
The big one.
Yeah, and it's not just talking at each other. The sources called it the cornerstone. It's about speaking openly, honestly.
And listening. Actively listening.
Critically, yes. Active listening without jumping to judgment. That's what stops misunderstandings building up.
Allows you to actually express your needs, your emotions, vital stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I also noticed the sources brought up shared values and goals. Is that about being identical?
Not necessarily identical personalities, no. Opposites can attract in some ways, but having alignment on the big picture things.
Like family, money, future plans.
Exactly. Lifestyle, maybe.
Yeah.
It creates that sense of partnership, like you're heading in the same general direction.
Provides that common ground.
Yeah. And then there's emotional support and affection. Just being there for each other.
Through the tough stuff.
Through the tough stuff, offering encouragement, showing love in small ways, big ways, words, actions.
Mm-hmm.
That's what keeps it feeling nurturing, fulfilling.
Keeps it warm.
Keeps it warm, yeah. Over the long haul.
And I love that quote one source used from Dr. Sirta Ram Vishnoi. It said, "A healthy relationship doesn't complete you. It supports you in becoming more fully yourself."
Oh, that really nails it, doesn't it?
It does.
It just flips that whole idea of needing someone to, fill a gap. Instead, it's about finding someone who encourages the person you already are.
And helps you grow.
And helps you grow into who you want to be, yeah. Your individuality isn't just tolerated, it's, celebrated.
Okay, so those are the core characteristics, the ingredients. How do we actually build that foundation?
The sources seem to really zero in on trust and communication as the starting blocks.
They did. And stressing that these aren't things you just have. They need active building and maintenance.
Right. Trust, like you said, is earned through consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And the sources were pretty practical about how you earn it, like being transparent.
Yeah, sharing your thoughts, feelings, experiences.
Yeah.
It deepens the connection, lets your partner really know you.
And maybe even more basic, following through on promises.
Oh, hugely important. Just being dependable, showing up, doing what you say you'll do.
Simple, consistent reliability. Builds that safety over time.
It really does. And then there's the one that can be tough, but it's so important. Acknowledging mistakes.
Ugh, yeah. Not always easy.
We all mess up. But owning it, saying sorry sincerely, and showing you're trying to do better.
That actually builds trust, doesn't it? Paradoxically. It absolutely can. Shows accountability. Shows vulnerability. Shows you care more about the relationship than being right.
Makes sense. Okay, what about communication? You said it's more than just talking.
Yeah, it's a skill, really. Needs practice.
The skill involving talking and listening.
Definitely listening. The sources gave specific techniques like using I statements.
Ah, yes, instead of you always or you never.
Exactly. Those put people on the defensive immediately. Framing it as, I feel unheard when, or I felt hurt by that, changes the whole dynamic.
Focuses on the impact, not blame. Makes it easier for them to actually hear you.
Precisely. And another big one was active listening.
More than just waiting for your turn to talk.
So much more. Paying real attention. To the words, sure, but also the tone, the body language.
The feelings underneath.
Yes. Trying to truly get what they're conveying.
Yeah.
It shows empathy. Makes them feel valued.
Okay. And what about preventing things from building up?
Good point. The sources suggested checking in regularly.
Like scheduled meetings.
Doesn't have to be formal, just having ongoing casual chats about how you're both doing, how you're feeling about things, the relationship, life, whatever.
Keeps the lines open, stops small things becoming big things.
Exactly. And what's interesting is these aren't huge dramatic gestures.
No, they're small, consistent things.
Little practices that build the relationship's resilience bit by bit.
Okay, so we build this foundation, we communicate.
Right.
But conflict is still going to happen, right? The sources weren't saying healthy relationships are conflict-free.
Oh, definitely not. Conflict is inevitable. You've got two different people.
With different views,
Yeah.
needs.
Exactly. The key isn't avoiding it, it's how you navigate it. Healthy relationships handle it constructively.
How? Because it feels like disagreements can escalate so fast sometimes.
They can. The sources had some good pointers. First, the simple but not easy act of trying to stay calm and respectful.
Take a breath.
Take a breath, maybe step away for a minute if you need to, but consciously avoid the name-calling, the harsh words. Focus on the issue, not the person.
Tackle the problem, not attack the partner.
Precisely. And a really fundamental mindset shift the sources talked about was seek to understand, not to win.
Well, that's it.
Isn't it? The goal isn't proving you're right. It's understanding where your partner is coming from, their perspective.
And when both people feel understood.
Solutions get way easier to find. One source framed it as approaching conflict with curiosity, not combat.
Curiosity, not combat. I like that. It changes the whole energy.
It really does. And just like with building trust, taking responsibility is huge in conflict.
Owning your part.
If you messed up or even just contributed to the misunderstanding, own it. Shows maturity, reinforces that safe space.
Shows you're on the same team, even when you disagree.
Yes. And finally, healthy conflict usually involves compromise and finding solutions.
Give and take.
It's a partnership. Willingness to meet halfway is key. But the sources also stressed make sure your needs and boundaries are still respected in that compromise.
Finding a win-win, or at least a workable.
Something that works for us, yeah. Not just for one person.
And the sources also mentioned, if you're really struggling with conflict, therapy isn't failure.
Not at all. It's a sign of commitment. Commitment to learning better ways, investing in the relationship.
Okay, so you build the foundation, you learn to navigate conflict. How do you keep it all going? Keep it healthy long term.
Yeah, sustaining it. It's like tending a garden, right? Requires ongoing effort. Can't just plant it and walk away.
Needs consistent attention.
And the sources had key practices for that.
Yeah.
One was pretty basic. Prioritize your relationship.
Make time for it.
Deliberately. Life gets crazy busy, but carving out quality time, date nights, daily check-ins, whatever works, just dedicated time, keeps the bond strong.
Consistent investment.
Non-negotiable, really. They also talked about keeping the romance alive.
Not necessarily huge gestures.
It doesn't have to be. Small, thoughtful things. A compliment. A thank you. Doing a chore they hate. Little ways to show appreciation, affection.
Stops it feeling taken for granted.
Exactly. Keeps that spark nurtured, even in the everyday routine.
Makes sense. What else?
Growing together. This seemed really important in the sources.
How so?
Supporting each other's individual goals, sure. But also finding ways to grow as a couple, trying new things together, exploring interests, making new memories.
So the relationship evolves. It doesn't stagnate.
Right. Embracing change, learning together, adapting side by side, that strengthens the connection.
And related to that, maybe counterintuitively, was respect each other's independence.
Yes. Maintaining your own identity, your own passions, friends, space.
It's not about merging into one person.
No. It prevents codependency. It actually makes the time you do spend together richer, often. The sources called it healthy boundaries, space for individuality.
Shows trust, security.
Exactly. And speaking of signs, the sources gave some useful relationship green flags, things to look for.
Oh yeah, like what?
Things like you feel safe being vulnerable, real vulnerability. Growth and change are encouraged. Yours, theirs, the relationships. There's clear space for independence.
Healthy boundaries.
Mm-hmm. You solve problems together like a team, and there's laughter, affection, appreciation, regularly.
Those feel like really solid markers of a healthy dynamic.
Yeah.
They also listed red flags, though. Warning signs.
Crucial to recognize for your own well-being. Things like controlling behavior, trying to dictate who you see, what you do.
That's a big one.
Huge. Frequent criticism, belittling, of anything that chips away at your self-worth. A pattern of dishonesty, lack of trust.
Constantly avoiding the tough conversations.
Yeah, avoidance of important issues. And then the most serious red flags, obviously, any kind of emotional or physical abuse.
And if those are present, the message was clear. Get help immediately.
Absolutely critical. Your safety and health come first. No question.
So wrapping this all up, it feels like the big takeaway from the material is that healthy relationships aren't perfect. They're not a destination.
No, they're an active process, a commitment you choose again and again.
Built on that respect, trust, communication.
Emotional support, shared effort.
Yeah.
It's not about finding some flawless person. It's about two people willing to do the work.
Willing to grow.
Willing to grow, listen, and love with awareness. Like that Dr. Vishnoi quote said, creating a partnership that genuinely lifts both people up.
The healthiest relationships aren't perfect. They're built by people willing to grow, listen, and love with awareness. It's a great summary.
It really is. And whether someone listening is in a relationship now or single, the sources kind of hinted that building a healthy relationship with someone else
Starts with yourself.
It often starts with, or at least mirrors, nurturing a healthy relationship with yourself first.
That's definitely something to reflect on. Okay, so here's a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on based on this deep dive. Think about picking just one specific thing we talked about.
Just one practical tip.
Yeah, maybe using an I statement more, or trying that active listening technique, or maybe focusing on that curiosity, not combat idea during disagreements.
Could be anything.
Anything. And consider actively applying just that one thing in your relationships, romantic or even platonic, this week. What might that single intentional shift actually look like for you? And how could it maybe fundamentally change the dynamic?